Hey guys, it's Mike Brandenstein with another bass tutorial for Jellynote. Today we're looking at the song Hall of Fame by The Script. And we're going to play two notes at the same time. Actually, two of the same notes at the same time. We call them octaves. And they go like this. Pretty cool, huh? So go on, get your bass, come on back. Wait. Go on, get your bass, come on back, and let's get to work. Okay, so Hall of Fame, this is how we're going to do this song now. We're talking about playing two notes at one time. They're two of the same notes, and we call them octaves, okay? If you have never heard of octaves before, it's just simply the eighth note in the scale. You know, you hear the word oct a lot. Octopus, eight legs, same thing. Octave is the eighth note in the scale. So if we have G major scale, we count those notes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? So the first and the eighth note are the octaves. And if you notice, they're the same note. Now, the way we do this the way the tabs have us doing this in Hall of Fame is you can play the G note, which is the third fret of the fourth string. Let me talk about the notes first, okay? So you're going to be using the G, which is the third fret of the fourth string. Let me talk about the octave in a moment. Then we're going to use the E flat, okay, which is the first fret of the second string. And then we're going to the B flat, which is the first fret of the A string or the third string. And then we're going to use the F, which is the first fret of the fourth string. So pretty easy there. Okay, but now what the tabs have us doing here and what we're going to work on today really is this technique of playing octaves. Octaves are cool. When you play octaves together, when you play them, they really fill up the bass line. So they're kind of cool. Some of you may have seen the octave or bass pedals or octave bass pedals, and that's exactly what they do. You play the higher note and the octave pedal adds the lower note. Well, I'm going to show you how to do this on your own today without a pedal. So I'm going to save you about $150, huh? Not bad. All right. So this is how we play the octave. The G is the first note of the song. So we go. So the way to play these now is going to be, what I do is I'll use my thumb and my middle finger. And what I'll do, and you can use whatever finger you're comfortable with, but I like using my middle finger. It's the longest one, and it's just easier. It just seems to naturally hit the string. So what I'll do is I will play the first note with my index finger, my pointer finger, and then I'll hit the octave with my pinky. There's no reason to be uncomfortable with it, so especially if you're playing octaves the whole song, have a comfortable hand position, okay? So you're going to have to really pay attention to your hand position here. And by the way, if it's uncomfortable when you're reaching down with two notes, first of all, if you've never done it before, it's going to be difficult at first. But secondly, what I'll do with my students is work with your elbow, work with your wrist position, and because you see, what happens if I turn my wrist, this finger comes all the way down to the bottom. Well, if you're trying to get to the bottom note, that might help. But if I'm in the extreme position the other way, it's going to be hard to get my pinky down there, okay? So just play around with your wrist and your arm position. Make sure your fingers are relaxed, because if you're pressing two strings, you want to have a nice full tone from each note. So that's what you want to do. Use your fingertips best you can, and we're going to do the G, and then we're going to play the octave G with our pinky, and this is on the fifth fret of the second string. Or the way the tabs have it is you can use an open string, which is your G string, the first string. Now if you notice, if you play the low G on the third fret, fourth string, then you got the octave thing happening. Kind of cool. All right, so then we go to the E flat, and we play that note alone. So we're going, okay? And then we play octaves on the next two. We play first fret on the third string and third fret on the first string. That's confusing. First fret on the third string, third fret on the first string. And then we go to the F, which is just moving a string down. Same frets, just move a string down or up. So we play like that, and then we go to the E flat, and then to the B flat, and the F. Now another way to play this E flat is to move up to the 6th fret on the 3rd string and the 8th fret of the 1st string. So we can play it like this, if you want to throw the octave in on that one. And then we got the next one. So we have G, then E flat, then B flat, and F. But the way the tabs have it is we have the E flat standing alone. So we have okay? So that's a little bit about octaves. Another cool thing about octaves is this pattern, if you notice, repeats itself throughout the bass. So it doesn't matter what note you're playing, you will always find the octave 2 frets up and 2 strings down. So you can kind of get your fingers used to that position. It's kind of a fun thing to do anyway, just to see if you could play those octaves. It's a good practice exercise. But better yet, just get a song out like this, play the octaves, and you'll have fun learning octaves and learning a new song. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful. Hope you go out and practice this, show your friends, impress your family, do all that stuff, you know. But most of all, download the tabs and download the Jellynote app. You know, the Jellynote app, you're going to have all these tutorials, all this stuff. You're going to be overwhelmed with information and learning ability on this Jellynote app. So go get it. Subscribe to this channel, like the video, share it with everyone. And until next time, this is Mike Brandenstein for Jellynote, and thanks for watching.